All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm speaking to today, I'm seeing that you could be feeling a little bit tired in your search for love, or your journey towards a fulfilling partnership. And you're really showing me here that you may feel kind of rejected by the universe, or you may just feel like every time you get into a relationship or you try to connect with someone that it just doesn't work out like over and over and over again. And I'm seeing you being really kind of tired of that and kind of overwhelmed and confused by it and really wanting to leave that energy behind. It does look like there has kind of been a blockage to you really receiving what it is that you're looking for in a connection. And you're showing me that you're looking for something that can really match your energy, something that opens you up, that makes you feel really good, and that's something that you can rely on, And you're kind of showing me I'm looking for my one, or I'm looking for my true match. And so this reading is going to be kind of about your journey to finding that and what's been going on around that for you. Now, before I dive in deeper, Sagittarius, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer personal readings. You can email. My email is down below in the description box. And if you would like to lend your energy to the channel to help me manifest messages that resonate more for you, you can like and subscribe. But let's get into it, Sagittarius. So, like I said, you're really looking for someone that's going to treat you like the Empress that you are. Someone that's going to be able to give and receive equally to your energy. But by and large, you're really looking for someone who can commit to you. I think someone who actually wants to build with you and kind of sees you as the main person in their life. And it may feel like, in terms of finding a connection that really makes you happy and brings you that sense of contentedness, that it's been really hard for you to find that. And there may have even been a pattern of you connecting with energies that don't fully appreciate you, or maybe are just here for a good time but not a long time. Someone who's kind of in and out, and definitely like a more sexual energy rather than the kind of grounded energy that I see you really looking for. You could have dated people who you might describe as toxic or just unhealthy. There could be a specific person or multiple energies that it just kind of feels like over and over again. I see you kind of eventually letting go of those energies or needing to reject those energies. And it looks like when it comes to real world stability and application and really showing up for you and what they have to contribute in a relationship, these are energies that maybe didn't have a lot to give, or they just weren't really coming through. They weren't giving their fullest effort, or maybe they just didn't have a lot to give, but either way, it just wasn't really showing up in the material world. Now, I do see that energy starting to shift for you. The oracle cards that you have today are laziness, possibilities, and letting go. And really what I see that as is you letting go of this energy of laziness, not within yourself, but within other people. And so, like I said, you may have been connecting with people who just didn't really give it their all, or weren't fully present in the relationship, or just wouldn't go the extra mile for you that you were really looking for in a connection. These could have been people who promised a lot, or who you saw their potential with the possibilities card, and they kind of rode on that potential throughout the relationship until they couldn't anymore. Someone who wasn't really contributing, but always kind of gave you promises of more, or what we might call breadcrumbing. And I see, you kind of letting go of that energy, letting it ride, and then letting it go, and kind of saying, I'm not engaging with that anymore. And if you haven't let that energy go, this is a suggestion from spirit to really look at, are the energies around you contributing equally to the relationship? Are they giving, a reciprocal amount? Is it adding up for you in a way that makes sense? I'm seeing that these energies in the past may have left you really confused, and that's never a good way to feel in connection with people. You want to feel like you can trust them, you can rely on them, but I'm seeing you being kind of overwhelmed here in the past. And this feeling of, again, like, can this person really show up in their heart space in a mature way? Are they emotionally mature? Are they capable? Do they have things going for them? Do they have ambition? And really, are they able to give to me the way that I'm able to give to them? And there could have been something in your dynamics that made you just feel like the answer is no, or you're just not getting what you wanted. And I see it being really exhausting and draining for you, which will happen, right? When you are associating with energies that aren't able to pour into your cup the way you're pouring into theirs, you end up just pouring out all your energy and not receiving anything. And I see it being kind of exhausting for you and you getting kind of fed up. It's like as soon as you really took an honest look at this, you realized how much of it was not stable. And maybe you felt like you just couldn't rely on these energies. Maybe you felt like they were just straight up lying to you. Maybe you just felt like they were immature and not consistent. But whatever that kind of energy was that was unstable, I see you cutting it off really and moving forward. And you had every right to do so, every reason to do so. I don't, need to question you on that. I think if you're resonating with this reading, that was, the right thing for you to do. Even though I see you moving forward, I also see you kind of being like, God, this is hard. Like it's hard. I'm hearing it's lonely at the top. Like it could feel like you're always the one that's having to be mature, or you're always the one that needs to take the higher ground or be the higher person. And it comes through as kind of lonely. It comes through as kind of making you somewhat anxious sometimes because you feel like you can only maybe rely on yourself or you're kind of back to square one. And that's a difficult kind of thing to move through, especially when you are seeking connections with other people. You don't want to feel like you have to handle everything on your own and you have to just move on and everything like that. And I see you kind of getting out of that situation kind of quickly. It may have come through as sudden to the other energy involved, but to you it was, the most logical thing that you could do. In your current energy, I see you kind of wondering like, okay, like, am I going to experience new love? Am I going to experience the connection that I want? Like, I've cut that old thing out, but like, what's next, And for many of you, you may have been involved in multiple relationships over the course of your life, or you could consider yourself, kind of done with love. But there is a part of you, for whoever I'm reading, that really is kind of looking ahead to that. And wants to know, that they're going to have those fulfilling connections in the future. You're showing me that you know what you want, right? You want someone who's attractive, someone who, can fit in with your life. And you're saying, I'm attractive. Like, I have community. I have things going for me. Am I going to meet someone who matches that energy? King of Cups. Am I going to meet someone who can really, step into the energy of love and maturity and give me what it is that I deserve in love and be emotionally mature and really step up the way that I know that I deserve? So the Sagittarius that I'm speaking to today, you know your worth, and you're showing me I'm looking for someone who can match that and appreciate me for all I am. And it kind of comes through with a little bit of an undertone of, I've worked hard to become the person that I am. I'm proud of myself, and I deserve someone who can appreciate that and who can match that energy and kind of join me in my power, not hold me back and drain me. And it may even feel like you're kind of holding back and waiting for the right person. There may be this feeling of having been drained so many times by other energies that now you're like, I'm not going to just give my love to just anyone because they're just going to take it. And that could be something that you've experienced before, And so now I see you kind of making the conscious choice to love the people who show up for you the way that you know you deserve. And I see you kind of wondering, am I going to receive the strength of heart that I'm really looking for here? I do see you kind of possibly needing to heal some things before that comes in or before you move forward. And I see you kind of being very stressed out about your path, possibly about things that happened in the past or the way that things went in the past. And there could be, some pain or regrets or something that keeps you up at night about that. You could be just kind of focused on things that happened in the past or the way that things went in the past. And even if it's not conscious, this could be something that kind of weighs your energy down from a subconscious level. It just kind of lingers with you, but it is going to come out at some point as some form of pain. And so Spirit's kind of showing me that before you can jump into your next love relationship, you're going to have to heal. And that may sound kind of annoying to you, or it could feel like, yeah, I know I have to heal. And really what this means is not just like consciously go through the healing process, but really give yourself the space to move through these emotions and to work through them with patience, and not just be like, well, I hope I'm healed by September so that I can have a lover by October. No, it's like you are intentionally kind of in this solitary moment within yourself. Even if you have plenty of friends, communities, roommates, things like that, there's a process that you're moving through within yourself that is going to take whatever time it takes, you know. And to you, on a human level, it might feel like it's taking a long time, but it's actually something that exists outside of the level of time. It's an experience that you're going to have to go through. And for some of you, that could take 6 months. For others of you, it could take 6 years. But it's not really about that aspect. It's about the journey that you go on within yourself. And I see you kind of recognizing that, but not necessarily wanting to fully face everything that you need to face, or, you know, acknowledge everything that you have to acknowledge, possibly just because you want to move through this process. So you're showing me, I know I need to heal, I know I need to take time to rest, but I don't want to. I just want to kind of be on the other side. I don't want to deal with all of that. Like, where's my next partner? And so Spirit's kind of showing me, if you're worried about when your next partner is going to come through, or when your next relationship's going to come through, like, you're going to have to take a look at those things that you know you need to take a look at before that love connection comes through. Spirit's showing me that in divine timing, like, you are going to meet someone. You know, you're not going to be single forever. You're not going to be alone forever. You are meant to have connections. You have a beautiful, deep, loving heart, and that's naturally going to attract other people to you. But there's something that may have occurred in your past that really affected your sense of self and your self-confidence, and that could have something to do with the types of partners that you attracted that just weren't aligning with your energy completely. Is that they were aligning with whatever energy you were putting out there. So if you were putting out like a lack of self-confidence, that's going to draw in partners who mirror that energy, but overall they're not going to align with what's going on in your heart and soul, right? And it's going to feel unfulfilling after a certain amount of time. And so Spirit's saying, like, it's time for you to give yourself a lot of love and to build yourself back up, and to move through whatever painful things you went through in the past, in a way that only you can, because only you truly know the ins and outs of everything that happened and all the feelings that it brought up and how it affected you. And so it's almost like you kind of have to go through this rebirth process, and kind of allow for the new you to be born through this healing process. And kind of after that happens, that's when you're going to be more ready to receive this partner that I think in your soul you kind of know that you're looking for. Let's get 3 cards of advice from Spirit. They're saying make the decision to heal what happened. Now, whatever happened is going to be different for everyone, but you're going to know what it is. And it comes through as like a specific event or a specific foundation crumbling or a sudden change that happened in your life, something big, you know. And there's something within that big experience that still needs to be healed, and Spirit's asking you to take the time now to focus on that and to heal that, so that it doesn't come back later to kind of bite you in the butt. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.